My name is Tom Fox. Occupation is semi-retired clergy. Very semi, but definitely less retired. University I went to for undergrad was Michigan State University, 1965 through 1970, graduating in 1970 with a Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education. So after that, the military, then I fixed computers for a few years, about a year and a half. Then I moved to northwestern Pennsylvania. My mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer, so I moved up to be with the family in northwestern Pennsylvania, and she died in the fall of 1975. And then during that time is when I went to Edinburgh State College, and after my dad died in 1979, I moved back to Lansing. What led me to be a pastor? Well, it was a crazy journey. That, as I said, I studied speech and hearing in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. One of the reasons I moved back to East Lansing area, was to get my in-state residency back so I could go grad school in teaching blind deaf. So I was attending Mount Hope United Methodist Church in Lansing. I got a call to ministry. It was sort of interesting. I was actually, remember when I was walking down Cedar Street back towards where I lived, and called, no, I'm talking spiritually blind and deaf, not physically. So my call was, came about that. I argued, no, you've got the wrong person. But then I ended up then going to seminary at Methodist Theological School in Ohio, where I graduated in 1985 with a Master of Divinity degree. Well, obviously I'm on staff here at Sycamore Creek. We have the three venues here in Potterville, where we are now, South Lansing, Pennsylvania Mount Hope, and Buddy's Pub in Holt on Monday nights. One of the things we do believe in is that we don't spend a lot of time here. We try to have things in the community. I deal with pastoral care here. I'm responsible for that. That means visitations, prayer team, emergency fund. I administer that. I also work at Sparrow Hospital as an on-call chaplain. So 5 years in Niles, and it's over 5 years now here at the Sparrow Hospital. I also work with MSU Wesley Foundation, working with Bill Chu, and we have a lunch group, the SNI-Fi, Snyder-Phillips on campus. So that's what the semi-retired means. What do I enjoy most about what I'm doing? Is meeting people. I would have to say that in the churches I meet a wide range of people. What does my typical day look like? Is there such a thing? It is all over the map. As I said, with pastoral care, you never know for sure. Basically on call for the church 24/7. Tuesdays is a day that's probably one of the more set, that I come down here in the office, in this office, and I look at what we call our connection cards. On the second and third Tuesdays, helping with either the bread drop or the food bank, carrying things out, just meeting people, taking communion to some of the folks in some of the assisted living facilities around the area. It depends. It changes every week. But then again, it's always very flexible, depending on the needs. I don't think pastors in general tend to have to be more flexible in their scheduling, trying to leave room for those, especially when you're dealing with pastoral care. So I can't say what a typical day looks like. It can go from early morning on Tuesdays when I have the meeting, the on-call chaplain meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then sometimes I don't finish till 9:30 at night. What does my family think of what I do? Interesting question. Kathy and I met. Kathy's my wife, so she knew that I was a pastor coming in. That's how we met. The 4 kids, she had 4 kids, and I'm my stepkids, obviously. They adapted to it. They've been very supportive. I have a brother who's also now a retired pastor. Sometimes there was difficulties with scheduling, especially when kids were in school. But I tried to work it out. They're very supportive. So I'm thankful for that. Right now in the United Methodist Church, the big issue is what it looks like is going to be a major split. It's pretty much inevitable over the issue of human sexuality. So I think that's something that's going to be very stressful for a lot of people. But yet I'm very hopeful about it. I see it exciting because here in Michigan, and at Sycamore Creek especially, very open to welcoming folks from the LGBT community as active participants, fully participating in the church and in any way necessary, any way they desire, using their skills. I see that as exciting and liberating to move away from some of the prohibitions that have been in place since 1972. So I see that as exciting. It's going to be traumatic. It's going to be like a new birth. But I think on the other end of the journey, it's going to be good. So that kind of response of saying, folks, you're welcome here. We want you here. You can be a part here. This is something that's exciting to me, to see so many people who are part of the LGBT community, LGBTQIA community, accepted, welcomed, and included in what we do. So that is some of the most exciting parts of ministry that I've experienced in my over 33 years of ministry. So I'm excited, and very hopeful for the future. Whatever happens in the denomination, personally, I have to find a way to follow what is right and based on love. I have to follow the way of inclusiveness. I don't see full retirement, meaning sitting back in a rocking chair, in my future. Just a continued refining, maybe even more, what my call to ministry is. And it's not just a job, it is a calling. That's what drives my life, helping people. And I hope to be able to do that for a long time yet.